Good afternoon, Emily, and welcome to Business Spotlight Interview.
Good afternoon, Colin. Thank you so much for having me today.
You are welcome. We are fellow Noonanites, Noonan, Georgia. So yeah, it's great to meet you.
Great to meet you too.
So to get started, Emily, maybe just for the viewers, if you give a little bit about yourself, a background on your business, the business you own, where it's located, etc.
Oh, I would love to, and I'm going to try to make this brief. My business, my work is my passion, it's my heart. I'm the founder and CEO of Sunshine Botanicals, where we are all about clinical skincare from a botanical perspective. I am a holistic skin therapist. Some people may call me an esthetician, but my area of expertise is transforming aging and problem skin, and giving people alternatives to invasive procedures and things like Botox, fillers, and surgery. So I have a very holistic approach in the tools I use, the work that I do, and the type of ingredients I use in my skincare products. As a result of the way that I work and the way that I think, over the years, a brand has been developed, Sunshine Botanicals. And you can find everything you need to know at sunshinebotanicals.com. But I'm very passionate about the science behind plant medicine, and I'm an educator as well. So I love to help people find effective solutions and not be completely overwhelmed with TikTok and everything online. People are confused and they have absolutely no idea what's true and what's not, what to believe and what they even need. So that's my passion, but I am the founder of Sunshine Botanicals. We were born and bred in Noonan, Georgia, eons ago, and we have been on a real growth trajectory over the last couple of years, even before COVID, and that was another story entirely. But anyway, we are still on a mission, and we still continue really to grow at a rapid rate. We now have a national presence or a national footprint, and do online video education and training, and have a YouTube channel where I can connect with people to help them understand, what their options are when it comes to skincare. We are based in Noonan. We have a shipping facility in an industrial area of Noonan, and our offices are virtual. So that being said, I travel all over the country, and I teach other estheticians, med spas, and skincare clinics about how to incorporate green elements into their practice to elevate the results that their clients are receiving now, and bring a green, healthy, clean dimension to their products that they have to offer. So we were born and bred right here in Noonan, and I'm proud to say we're in spas now, literally across the country, but we're still, born and bred Coweta County.
Excellent. So for the viewers out there, Coweta County, Noonan is about 30, 40 miles sort of southwest of
Atlanta.
Yeah. So I'm excited to hear more about this, because I am a personal firm believer that the vast majority of all fixes to our illness or ailments can be found naturally versus through pharmaceuticals.
Absolutely.
I'm really excited about that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And
thank you very much.
I could use some skin help, actually, if I'm honest. So good to meet you. So
good. You too.
Okay, so let's maybe pull back to the big picture. Let me ask you a kind of a theoretical question. It sounds like you've been very, very successful in your endeavors and this current endeavor with Sunshine Botanicals. So what's your definition of success, or who comes to mind? And when you think of success, maybe the person or the ideal, how would you define that term?
Wow. My definition of success is making a difference in the world. It would be using your gifts and talents to their fullest, to be able to continue to grow and share what you've been given with as many people as possible. That's my definition of success.
Yeah, I can feel the passion and energy just coming out of you. And if you can, I always tell people, if you can make a business around something you're passionate about, your odds of success are just that much higher, right? So really
Absolutely.
good.
Absolutely. I've had, there have been, where I come from, the timeline of my life, I had some wonderful mentors in terms of my family and just the values that were instilled in me. And I've been very blessed to be able to follow my dreams. Has it been always easy? Nope. Especially with what I've done, but I am just really overjoyed, especially now in the crazy world that we live in, to be able to do something that I love, that makes a difference in someone's life and help people find the truth behind so many things that could be overwhelming and confusing. So
Good for you. I love it. So can I ask you first? So it sounds like Sunshine Botanicals kind of evolved from an ideal and through the journey. So how long has it been named and actually been a proper business?
oh wow, that's a great question, and I'm going to try to make this brief. It's going to be hard. We did not set out to build a brand or a company. That was the last thing on my mind. Sunshine Botanicals was born in the 90s, in the 1990s. My husband was a very gifted herbalist. He could take you on an herb walk into the field and help you identify medicinal plants and know what to do with them when you found them. His name was Dr. Philip Fritchey. He has a book called Practical Herbalism that should be on everybody's bookshelf and library, because we may need to know how to make our own medicine, right? And so that's where it came from. He was a very gifted teacher and herbalist, and he started making tinctures and formulations for my skincare practice back in the 90s as an esthetician. And fast forward many years, again, since we did not set out to build a company, it wasn't run the same way. So it was really a mission in sharing herbal medicine with different people. It became an illegal entity in 2007, and fast forward through everything, here we are today. Did I know how to do the rest of the business elements? No. But we have learned, because we were really, really good at what each of us knew how to do. We put them together. We combined herbal medicine with corrective skincare to create, and before you knew it, we had 5 or 6 individual products that were making such a difference in the lives of local people and my clients, that it was like, oh, this is a brand. We have to brand this. So that is kind of how it started. So it's been quite a journey to get to where we are right now. So 2007.
What a cool story, right? I mean, you got husband and wife team, and you both got maybe a common passion but different skill sets, and the two converged into a business model, right? Yeah, I love it. Really, really nice. So what do you think on the business side of it then? So it sounds like that was 16 years ago or so. On the business side of it, what would you consider some of the biggest learnings that you've had along that 16-year journey with the company?
All the elements that go into building a business and a brand. I felt like I had a good business head. I understood the big idea, but when you back into it and break it down, what it takes to run a company. And especially when you get into consumer goods and you start developing, producing, and packing for the beauty space, then you've got regulations, you've got so many things to deal with, from packaging, filling, people, the processes. I would say systems and processes. The biggest thing was to learn what systems and processes. First of all, define what we were doing, then understand the systems and processes that needed to go into place to make that happen. And that's an ongoing process. So that cash flow projections, money, oh gosh, I could go on and on and on, but systems and processes and the financial foundation needed to take something that you love and protect it and have it grow. You have to, and the other thing I would have to say is consistency was a really huge thing for us and for me, because I'm super creative and I can ping all over the place. But dialing it back in to say, okay, that's great, we'll get there, and learning patience, persistence, and consistency in this long process, because it is a process, and you don't always see things right away. And I always put it in terms of, and I hope this makes sense for you and your viewers, but it's almost like what you said, what have I learned? What was the hardest thing? I could talk about details, but it's like headlights on a car. Your headlights will let you see 500 yards ahead at any one time. You don't see the entire road. You see that. And when you get there, you see the next 500 yards or whatever it is. And you keep going. And that's what it's like. So persistence is everything. And you have to have enough passion and purpose behind what you're doing to get you through those spaces, because the way is not always clear, especially if you're doing something really different.
Yeah, I think that's a really good visual description of the entrepreneurial journey, right?
Oh yeah.
You can lay out the path to the wizard on the yellow brick road, but you're going to have to be flexible and nimble to overcome the obstacles on the road that you just defined. And it can be only challenging, surprising space, but as long as you know where you're headed, right? So you have the end goal in mind, and you set in a path with ambition and commitment. There's nothing that can't be overcame. So
there you go. And I think that way. I start at the end, I back into everything. Here's where I'm going. Like you said, there's the Emerald City, right? That's where we're going. Now we've got flying monkeys on the way. And it happens, right? It's like, oh, dang.
yeah.
Yeah.
We might have some international observers that don't know what the flying monkeys are, but I was a fan of the Wizard of Oz 100%. So I can relate totally, Emily. That's excellent. So speaking of vision and paths to the Emerald City, what's the goals for Sunshine Botanicals, the vision for the next 5 years, say?
The next 5 years would be, well, let me put it this way. We are, I'm trying to make what I want to say short. The next 5 years is, well, sorry about that. Let me back up. We have been undergoing a complete rebranding for the company over the last year and a half. We are scheduled, I'm so excited to announce the Sunshine Botanicals 2.0, the rebranded version of our company, should launch right about the week of Thanksgiving. What does that mean? That's packaging, formulations. Well, the formulations haven't changed. Our original formulas are staying the same. We're bringing some new things in, but our packaging, our presentation, the messaging behind the packaging, the website, and the entire customer experience with Sunshine Botanicals is about to launch. And we've been working on it for the last, well, it's been almost 2 years. But the purpose of it was extremely important because the outer packaging needed to reflect the integrity of the ingredients and the formulations inside the packages themselves. And our online web experience needed to be seriously tightened and upgraded. I see my goal as an educator is to duplicate myself. I was online this morning. I have estheticians and skincare specialists that we work with from around the country. And once a month, we're online doing technique training and treatment development. So they learn how to incorporate holistic elements into their aesthetic practice. So we have two sales verticals. We go direct to consumer and to the professional. And using technology, what I want to do is really grow Sunshine Botanicals on online beauty stores, the online beauty space, and into spas and skincare clinics around the country. So we're putting together the technology to be able to do that, because essentially it just means I need to be able to communicate with as many people as possible in the simplest way and help people understand their options and know how to put these things together. So that's where we're going in the next 5 years. My brand is tight. I don't have a tremendous number of SKUs, but every formula we have is specifically targeted for a specific goal and benefit for our clients. So we're going to continue to travel, and I love to search for raw materials and ingredients and find some of the best roots, plants, and herbs in the world to put into my products, and have my herbalist be able to tincture and compound to work with our chemists to create the finished formula. So it's educating the consumer, educating the professional, and tightening it up, and using technology to educate the consumer, simplify their decisions by giving them information, and keeping the brand pretty tight by doing that.
Yeah, I really like that answer, because you've described some of the common difficulties and woes in growth. When a company is young, you were the face of the business, you were the knowledge of the business, you were the intellectual property of the business. But as you start to scale, and specifically when you start to scale into multiple channels, in
Yes,
the space, and even wholesale, you can't be everywhere, right? So the consistency on
exactly.
branding, on messaging, on marketing, on awareness is so critical. And it sounds like you guys have really done a deep dive to get that right on the 2.0 version, as you called it.
Thank you. I've got a great team around me. I believe in surrounding myself with the brightest people I can that bring the skills and experience to my table. I'm real good at what I do. I am not good at what they do, but they see and feel my vision, and they have been able to help me accelerate the growth of the company. And I'm always looking for, in fact, with our growth pattern right now, I am looking for, you know, more people like that, especially in sales and distribution, which is a big thing there that is my next leap with the things I just told you. So
Yeah, I always encourage people to hire people that are better skilled in certain areas of you, and even smarter than
oh
you.
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
the whole goal, right? Yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yeah. And if you're challenged by
Stay in
that, then
your lane. Stay in your lane.
yeah, exactly. Right. So, I'm a business coach, so I have to ask this question. In your life, who would you consider one of your best or most important coaches in your life? It could be business, personal, formal, informal, no matter. But who's been one of the best coaches in your life, and why?
I haven't had just one. I've had a lot. Okay. I really have. Uh, through my travels throughout the years, I have been fortunate to have some brilliant people around me. And one was certainly Dan Cathy from Chick-fil-A, who's a friend of mine, and Richard Brash, who's the CEO of Mellow Mushroom. And there are different types of, who do I consider the best coach? Some of these guys are real numbers guys, and that's where they are. And then I'll have other people in my world who have gone before me, especially executive cosmetic women out there that have traveled the road ahead of me. So just the way my life has worked, and because I came into this where most people didn't know what I was doing. They didn't understand it. There was not, it's like, what are you doing? And if I had come into this as a business, that would have already been defined, laid out, and here's the plan. But it wasn't. It was about finding the greatest plant ingredients all over the world and bringing them back, creating tinctures, using the lunar calendar, which is how we do it, to extract the medicinal properties from the plants, and having the chemist pull it together and getting a brand, building the brand to get it to the consumer. That's the super short version, but it's way bigger than that. But I wish I could tell you there was a person. There wasn't. There were a lot of people in my world that had either encouragement or hard on, sit downs with for the things that I was doing. So
The key takeaway for me in that is that you were willing to listen and to seek out advice from people around you, right? That you respected, like I said, had gone before you. So I think that's my key takeaway is we get coaching in many different ways, shapes, and forms, and as long as we're humble enough to listen and intentional enough to seek it, it'll come to you, right?
I think that is the most important takeaway to me of this is, people in business and people trying to build anything, especially in the world we live in today, who you surround yourself with is everything, and if you don't have a coach, you need one, or, you, no one's an island. And that's the death of a lot of people, and I'm just here to tell you, I didn't do it the easy way. I didn't. I just fortunately love what I do and happen to be really good at it, at the part that I do, and have found the other people that bring the elements to help me get it to the people that need it.
Well, that was the perfect lead into my last and favorite question, Emily.
Okay.
My favorite question is always to ask people if I, was able to sit you in a time machine, dial it back to your 18th birthday, fly you back to that magical day when you turned 18, and were no longer a minor, and you could sit down with yourself for 15 minutes on the couch, have a coffee, and whisper words of advice into your ear, or have a conversation with your 18-year-old self. What would that conversation look like, and what advice would you give to yourself?
Trust yourself. Trust yourself.
Trust. I missed it. Thank you. Okay. Trust yourself.
Okay. It would be breathe, follow your dreams, trust yourself, and trust God. Give it to God and have him guide every single step that you take. Because if it had not been for him, I wouldn't be here. I lost my husband in 2017 very suddenly. And I had two choices. And this is where that question you just asked me would come into play. I would have said, get your priorities straight. Trust God, trust yourself, and believe in your dreams and work your ass off. That's what I would say, because nothing comes easy. My husband died very suddenly and I was in shock, and I was faced with a sink or swim decision. And all I can say is, after a long talk with my boss, he said, I'm not through with you yet. You got this. And that's where I doubled down on myself, because I believed, going back to that 18-year-old thing, believe in yourself, we'd come this far, and there was no way I was letting go of what I'd worked so hard for, my husband and myself. And if I can get spiritual on you for just a minute, God brought all the people with all the skills that I needed to take this to the next level. And I've got rock stars around me, and we're having a ball. And that's pretty much it. You can survive anything. And that's what Sunshine Botanicals is all about. This was not easy, and it almost dissolved. And no, we're stronger than we've ever been. So.
Well, first, let me say I'm sorry for your loss, and I appreciate you sharing that, because it gets down to identity, right? You know where your identity is, or who your identity is wrapped up in, and that you're not done giving yet to this earth, and so
exactly.
you double down, and you're paying it forward, and you're making a business out of it. I actually got goosebumps when you were talking, so thank you for your honesty in that.
I thank you. Thank you very much. It's been a journey, and it's a real privilege to be able to share that story. So thank you.
All right. Well, I'm not going to ask you any more follow-up questions, because that's a perfect place to end this. But I do want to give you a chance, Emily, to make sure if you have any other, I guess, last minute, not last minute, but sort of end of interview suggestions, or ways that consumers or clients or wholesale, whatever it is, could contact you, whether it's newsletters or seminars or websites. Just make sure that the viewers have any way, shape, or form to contact you personally, or for Sunshine Botanicals.
Thank you very much. SunshineBotanicals.com is where you can find us. You can find Sunshine Botanicals on all the socials, Instagram, Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn as Emily Fritchey. I'm on LinkedIn as Sunshine Botanicals. And we have a YouTube channel that we're going to really improve and continue to expand, because that's a great place for tutorials and education. So please follow us, and the new look is going to be beautiful because we are a luxury green beauty brand, going to some of the best spas in the world and online beauty stores as well as beautiful local places right here in Noonan. Very few people know about us here, so that's really crazy. People know about us across the country, and right here in Coweta County, it's been kind of nice because I've been kind of anonymous, so it's been really nice. But now we're out of the bag. So anyway, that's where we are. If you would like to experience some amazing products and formulations, and we have an entire oncology collection that we have developed and work with plastic surgeons with those formulas that are incredible. So that's available. Info on that is also on the website. Sorry, I lost my place. That's where you can follow us. The new branding, our new look will be rolling out in less than 4 weeks. And you can follow us there. And you can also reach me at Emily@sunshinebotanicals.com. So you got lots of ways to reach out. If I can be of any help or service to anybody, let me know.
Wonderful. Sorry.
And you asked me if I wanted to give a coupon code. I do. Visit us online. If you would like to experience the healing power of nature for real, we have a coupon code called POP UP, POP UP, UP 15 for a 15% discount on your first Try Me experience with our products. So I'm very proud of the things that we make, and I know you would love them. So that's my personal invitation.
I have a sneaking suspicion that my wife will be using that discount code on your website very quickly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I've totally enjoyed this interview thoroughly, Emily. I wish you and Sunshine Botanicals nothing but raving success going forward. And for every viewer out there, please look her up, because this lady, you can feel the passion pumping through her veins, which means her product is even better. So thank you, Emily. It's been great to meet you.
This was an honor. It was so nice to meet you. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.